Good morning, die-harders. Who's ready to live free or die hard? This is the SW Experience, and I am the Shogun. And here we go.
So we,
But that's not really his thing, though. I mean, he'll like Deadpool address the audience, but he won't like reach out and like I don't know, pop through a screen or nothing. Like he's aware that he's in a movie, but he plays along anyway. He doesn't actively try to change the film. Yeah.
The thing is, he's gonna have to make a move to the MCU. So he still has to show up, and he's still gonna explain it. And I think that now that this has happened, they will probably, kind of explain it, or maybe he will spend like, oh yeah, he bought us.
That's weird though, man. What universe is that movie set in? Is it in the MCU? Is it the Foxverse? Like what?
The newest.
The Deadpool movie. I mean, what universe is that going to be set in? Like,
it'll be the MCU, but of course they will have to explain it in some capacity how these two universes converged. I think personally, it's either they go the K.E.V.I.N route, or they go the Days of Future Past route / changing the past in that universes, like intersecting.
The end of Deadpool 2, basically, when he went back in time to kill other Deadpool.
Yeah, so he's kind of. They've all changed the multiverse in a multitude of ways, even before they joined the. So they might fold that over, or they just go She-Hulk, breaking the fourth wall. He just hops universes. Who knows? I think the beauty at this is the not knowing, because we've known so many things for so long. I just want to be clueless now. I want to be clueless for once in my life and not know what's going to happen, and then be thoroughly surprised.
There was a phase where we were like that at one point. I think it was DC recently, where we were talking about DC, and we were like, for the first time, we truly have no idea what's going on. Like,
exactly.
And that's not always a good thing, man. Like keeping your audience in the dark isn't exactly wise.
You see, so now it's like uncharted territory, uncharted waters. It's very interesting to be kind of out to know and feel like anything could be looming. Anything. Literally. They could fucking throw a lead. Like, we don't know. Like, they could throw 98 play. The fuck of it. They don't really.
We don't know, man.
Things are just they're just too wild in a sense, because it's just like, where to go? Because I didn't think it would go as far as speaking to writers, or maybe writers, episode writers, but now she's speaking to Kevin Feige, and she's there in like the Disney lot. It's a lot. It kind of blew the gate open on some crazy bullshit that can happen.
Yeah.
But also just be careful with the usage of that crazy bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall, but he doesn't do it to an extraneous degree.
You don't see Deadpool speaking to Miller, so that's super, super out there.
But it does talk to the guy who made the Deadpool character. He's in the movie, but he's in the movie as a character in the movie, not as himself. So
that technically doesn't wasn't count. Playing like himself, you have like a Stan Lee type of role.
Yeah.
And I'm at the same time, I'm also relieved at Feige for not doing a Stan Lee route, because I feel like he probably made that Stan Lee thing himself to be like he's the only, who is deserving of an actual. else.
Yeah.
I don't think Kevin's Cameron. I think it was like, nah, I don't deserve to be a movie as myself. Just make me into an AI.
It would have been kind of strange to have Kevin Feige play a fictionalized version of himself. Just,
have him just like scrutinizing. Oh yeah, cool. Look at that. They're talking about the Marvel method, Marvel formula. That was very surprising. I don't think bring it up.
Yeah.
Because it's so subtle and meta. You wouldn't expect anyone to speak about it, let alone if it's like about themselves or whatever.
Yeah. Hey, did you catch Wong busting out Abomination from jail again?
Yeah, you see, the thing is, Wong has no connection with the Thunderbolts, no connection with Val. So I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Like, I have no idea.
I guess that means... I guess Wong busting him out of jail means he's not going to be in the Thunderbolts then.
You see, which is so strange. What are you setting him up for? You want to put him in like a fucking Dark Avengers team? Like, what's going on? Why are you training him? Why are you his friend? And of course, Abomination is chilling. But clearly he knows everything that's gonna happen. He's just like so chill. I
mean...
I don't know.
I mean, dude used to be a soldier, man. Like, it obviously takes a lot to rattle that kind of guy. I mean, it makes sense he would be exceedingly chilled about these sort of things. He's done this before. I mean, him and Wong have pieced out before.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it'll be develop this further with the potential to do, or just where they take this currently and then move into the cinema. Because I feel like it was pretty funny. I enjoyed the joke of see on the big screen. He's like, really? He's like, no. I enjoyed that. That was like a, I played with you because if you fucked with my show, no movie for you. But yeah, that was fine. Pretty cool. Not like the character, not like the character model, but like the fact that he's a real thing in the MCU. Because again, in that weird sort of quick look, first look, he's got a crazy ass cut. I understand, maybe Stan Lee took, maybe Stan Lee gave him a haircut. Maybe Stan Lee's the only about on Sakaar, who knows? But that's kind of crazy.
I was not expecting that shit, man. I'm not a fan of that crouching tiger, hidden dragon look he's got going on.
You see, I can't explain it. That's the thing. Like, I'm trying the best I can to be like, is it because he has a fucked up hair in a bun? So when he lets it down himself, I don't know. Maybe that's the case.
You can't explain it, dude. Just look at the guy. You can tell that his hair doesn't end there because you can see the stubble on his fucking head.
You see, like, that's the problem. So, and also, this is the guy who plays him. I forgot his name, but he's 19. No, he's 20. So Scar's like at least 20, which again adds credence to my other point from before that
time was differently
he really did age 20 time, but obviously comparatively in Earth's dimension, and it was 4 years gone, but on Sakaar he aged in real time 20 years. So Hulk was there for multiple decades at minimum. He probably has more kids, but clearly Scar is in trouble. He had to bring him back. Something happened, and this will set up World War Hulk, or Planet Hulk, or both. Maybe we'll get flashbacks of the Ragnarok era, talking Hulk. Maybe Gaia, and we'll just see what truly happened. Because there's a lot of mystery surrounding that aspect that run, especially since it was so shoehorned in the movie. Because once again, even like people like fucking Man-Thing, how do you get back to Earth? Are they gonna retcon that? Was he never on Sapphire anymore? Like a lot of questions to answer. You know, because why was Dr. Theodore? Why? How did he get there? Why did he? Was he exiled? Why? How did he get back on Earth? Did he steal a ship? Clearly, he left many years ago because he's been chilling Earth, being a Man-Thing, and all mortals who fear the Man-Thing will burn in his touch, and he's just been frying motherfuckers for years. How many years? I don't know.
Enough that Werewolf by Night can be like.
Did he fry them? Who knows?
I mean,
he is super strong.
Yeah, he's been around long enough that Werewolf by Night can say like I'm here saving you again. They've clearly been friends for a while.
So clearly he's been on Earth for so how long ago? Years ago was he on Sakaar? Was he on Sakaar in the mid 2000s? What the fuck? So yeah, so confusing. And again, this is the problem with like introducing characters actively, but then also having Easter eggs of those characters existing. So I don't even know, because again, Man-Thing's introduction is pretty timely, given that, of course, Man-Thing traditionally in his lore, he guides the swamp, and the swamp is a gateway to the multiverse. So are they gonna introduce that swamp multiverse? Are they gonna ditch it? What are they gonna do? I don't know. It's a lot to like digest, especially if you know like a lot of the comic book.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where Marvel just wants the character to be out there in the world. Like in the event like they come up with something for him to do, it's like we have that option to pick him because he's still out there. He's not on some faraway planet or whatever.
Yeah, so it's just and of course I also wonder what he's doing right now, along Jack Russell. Yeah. Beautiful name.
I fucking laughed when I read that, dude. Like, wait, his name is Jack Russell? As in the...
I mean, it's the most fitting name ever.
Dude. Oh, man, that got a chuckle out of me, man. Yeah. You enjoyed Werewolf by Night?
What?
Did you enjoy Werewolf by Night?
Yeah, I called it phenomenal.
Yeah.
And again, everyone was it. I don't know if Marvel did it on purpose, because to me it just seems too good to be true that they never once looked at the footage that was being created or being filmed, and they go, well, this guy, I completely cannot understand how he has not been penned, especially from like an internal perspective, because he should have been picked a long time ago if Feige was happy with his final product on Werewolf by Night. He like from the get-go, but he wasn't, and the show came out now, but I don't know if Feige has, who knows.
I mean, Feige's a producer. I'll give him the thing, like, he might be busy doing a bunch of other shit, doesn't have the time to fully focus on one thing. But you are right, that Michael Giacchino should have been pegged for the direction of Blade the moment they were like, damn, we need a director. Like, just, well, easy.
Exactly.
Shit.
If Marvel as a can release a press statement, saying that the previous director for Blade is out and no one is in yet. If they can release that, why haven't they internally gone, okay, guys, we need Michael. We've seen what he did on he's our top choice. Like, they've said nothing. They haven't been hinted or teased. So if anything, I wonder if they even get it. Like, and a big part of me just feels like you won't get it because, sometimes Disney, they're like real dick about certain things. So yeah, I don't know.
Thing is, like, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense that they go looking for an outside, like, director, like, trying to find a guy who isn't already on their books, because you already have an in-house director who's working for you and also does music, man. Like, he also does the scores for your movies. He's got a great track record.
Exactly.
Like, dude.
Very good score. I don't. Maybe like a surprise, but again, if we've all been like saying it and or guessing it,
It's
then
not
again,
much of a surprise.
I don't think that it inherently ruins the surprise. If even though we guess it does happen, I don't think it ruins the surprise because just look at like Spider-Man No Way Home. We knew Andrew and Toby were in it, but we weren't like 100% sure. And then they were in it, and it was crazy. And the same goes for Scott. We knew he was in it, but we weren't 100% sure, and he was in it. So I think maybe they're still playing coy and trying to drum up fan speak, fan conversation. So maybe it's that. Maybe he's already been pinned a long time ago, and they were just waiting for the show to come out so that they could make us speak about it and kind of like set us up, even though they knew what they were doing from the start. So it could be that as well. It very well could be. But I'm not leaving anything to chance because there's definitely still such a thing as disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, we don't always know for sure. Like, for instance, in Multiverse of Madness, we knew that Tom Cruise was going to be Doctor Strange. No, not Doctor Strange. What's this? Invincible Iron Man. Superior Iron Man. We knew. And then when the film happened, bam, no Tom Cruise. Just
they couldn't get him in time.
Yeah.
They're saying that he didn't even have negotiation, and then pause into a long time ago. We had that Patrick Stewart would be fighting Wanda. Like we knew. But
this concept art, yeah.
We even the previous screenshot. Remember that previous screenshot?
Yeah, man.
Like back then, we God. But we weren't too sure, and then it happened. But then it didn't happen the way that we thought. But it was still surprising to see him in general. Even like in the trailer, it was like, well, perhaps you tell him the truth.
Yeah, that was a mistake, dude.
Even though we knew that you see. So, I don't know. As we speak, literally right now, as we speak, October 16, he could be filming Blade right now, and we don't know. And they just haven't said it yet. We don't know. But it just seems like too many cards are in the right order. Too many things are in... Like, it's the perfect storm, dude. Like, never has a storm been so perfect. And it's too good to not be true for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It lines itself up so nicely. It's like, it's such an easy layup, there's no way you can miss, basically.
Exactly. So, maybe he's in. Maybe Mahershala's playing with the fans. Maybe he's like deliberately, feeding like certain information that's like maybe incorrect, maybe flat out a lie, maybe half the truth. So who the hell? Maybe that guy left. Michael was put on. Who can say? We can't because we don't know what's happening, and Mahershala isn't really helping us.
Yeah. It's.
But I do hope it's him.
Yeah. Either him or like someone better, dude. That's.
Yeah, even like Guillermo,
Yeah. He did Blade 2.
I wouldn't mind.
Shit.
Exactly. I wouldn't mind Guillermo. He knows himself. He knows himself like around the genre. But I just want someone who's foolproof. I want someone Someone you can't miss. That's what I need.
Yeah. And what we do not...
Chloe Zhao...
Eesh.
Oh my god, you missed. Oh my lord. That was like the biggest miss. I mean, Taika missed, but for different reasons, just because he was that director. But Chloe just missed, you know. She just missed the whole mark.
Jeez, dude.
Crazy.
Hey, we rag on this poor woman like she made the worst movie ever. Like, It isn't the worst movie, like, but
no, it's not.
goddamn,
yeah.
dude. But it's boring.
Just. Yeah.
Hey man, what a year we've had. Just what a year we've had, dude.
Dude, like so many. Like so many.
Dude. Like,
are you worried about what kind of era?
Am I worried? I mean, Ryan Coogler hasn't missed. I mean, he's proven, you know.
Yeah.
Creed, Black Panther. I mean, not really worried.
You know what's one thing?
Yeah.
It was not freaking Ryan Coogler's idea to change Nemo's heritage and the name of Atlantis. I know that's for sure.
Yeah.
So even I was like, so why would you do that?
It was so random. Just why would
Talocan. Oh, dude, I will not. Talocan, I'm so sorry. I am no.
I am not calling it Talocan. That's your stance on this. Like, I refuse to say this shitty name.
It's not happening. It's not happening. It's Atlantis. That really worries me. And just name was mistake. It just worries me, dude.
I mean, we can't put too ragging on the dude, man. Like, it's just, there wasn't, there was a pandemic, and, there was no way to train. So I give, gotta give the man some slack.
But bro, like, it's one thing to, like, not wait. Dude, this guy doesn't even have pics. Like, do you know how easy it is to get pics? You can do push-ups to get pics. But, like, man, it's crazy. Pattinson has pics. He has pics for days. Not like a Batman physique, obviously. He doesn't have, like, shoulders and arms, but he has pics. This guy just has no pics. So worrying. And it just, for me, mostly, it's like, how is this the same new store falls for time and time again? Can't see it. Now, if it was Daniel Day Kim of Hawaii 5-0, Dreamboat, I can.
Yeah. He wouldn't even have to get in shape. He's already in shape, dude. Like,
he's been in shape. Hawaii 5-0, like, ooh, that's a beefcake right there. So,
not only that, but he actually wanted to play Namor. Dude let it be known years ago that he wanted to be Namor.
He's been getting fan casted as much as Krasinski, and I don't know why he didn't get it. And I honestly don't know why Marvel went this. Like, there's nothing that can explain it for me. Like, no one asked for Aztec. Like, no one. So I don't know why. Because obviously with, like, Dr. Strange, the movie being filmed, people were like, oh, the ancient one, he's an Asian caricature, he's pretty racist. I mean, Namor is true, given that he has no Asian descent at all. His father's Irish, his mother's Atlantean, whatever. But, jeez, man, no one asked for this. At least people asked to change the Asian one, but no one asked for this, like, at all.
Yeah. Thing is, with the ancient one, it was a case of damned if you do, damned if you don't. But with this, It's a case of, wait, we were pretty cool with what was already in place. What are you changing this for? It ain't broke, dude, man.
No one had a problem with this. Like, even fucking Asians, they were like, no, give us fucking Namor, take him. Yeah. Oh my god. It's just sad. It's just sad.
I have a theory.
Lost the name.
I mean, it's kind of shady, but like, you know, not about the latest thing, but like why they would cast Huerta. Like, I'm not knocking the man's credentials as an actor. Far from it. Like, dude is on Narcos. I'm saying.
I completely get you.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think he was cast, and they made like, you know, Atlantis, you know, a Mayan like thing because in the MCU there's not a lot of representation for that community, and they realized like, hey, there's a market we haven't tapped. Like, do we have any characters that can appeal to that market? And it was no. So they found a character that could basically be any ethnicity, and they're like, okay, he's gonna be that guy. He's gonna be our tapping into that market. Just that's what I think happened.
That's such a problem because, like, even Mexico can figure, why the fuck is Namor Mexican? Like, yeah.
Dude.
I don't know. But you know what, though? He might just kill it acting-wise.
Yeah.
So maybe we should give him a chance. So, you know, maybe.
It's not. Maybe. The acting is of no concern to me. I'm not concerned about his acting. Dude's got acting chops, man. But it's just the casting itself that bugged me. It's like... the closest thing I can explain it to is... the closest thing I can compare it to is when they cast Michael Keaton as Batman. Michael Keaton was not a bad actor. At no point in his career was he a bad actor. But the fact that he was cast to play Batman, it's like... What the... Like, this average-looking dude is supposed to be Batman? Like, it's kind of like that, you know?
It's this actor physically imposing.
Yeah.
But it's just now. Like, dude, Namor is so physically imposing. You know, I mean, you would have to be, if you were a person who could be as agile as you are in the... You know, you would be ripped with fucking striations in your tricep, your bite. Jonathan Majors. If you were like a very good fit.
Well, that's...
Oh my god, you would...
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's big. Shit, he's big.
So it's... Dude. And... dude, been big.
I mean, yeah, Majors has been big, but like, he's beefy now, man. Like, shit.
Yeah, and like, he got bigger as well. Bigger for just playing Kang. But to me, is so bad at... He doesn't need to beef up. You know, Kang wears a suit, you know, the entire time. You know, besides his variant. Yeah. But just... Man. We have... And you see, I don't trust Kevin. Damn, Kevin, what are you doing? Like, this better have a point. Like, I hope this has a point. Because if it doesn't, I will be just so disappointed in everything.
Yeah. And the payoff better be befitting of all this crap. Like, thing is, like, I keep coming back to the Atlantis thing. Like, we renamed Atlantis. Like, there's this argument like, we didn't want to, like, look like we're riffing on Aquaman. Like, dude, what the...
But, like, he came first.
Namor came first.
Dude, like, it's so disgusting. We've kind of fallen into, like, the Shazam Captain Marvel trap.
Yeah.
We used Captain Marvel before, and, you know, even though that other character came first. So it's like, oh my god, we've fallen into the trap now.
You think that if the DCEU had released Shazam before Captain Marvel, Marvel would have renamed the Carol Danvers?
Oh, definitely. We would like Ms. Marvel, because again, you know, that's like Ms. Marvel. Obviously, before she actually took up the role of Captain.
Yeah, when
Marvel,
she had like the big thunderbolt on it. Yeah.
So, and again, I wouldn't have minded watching the exact same movie, except she was called Ms. Marvel. I wouldn't have minded.
It's very little difference. Just
very little different. Because no one really calls her Captain Marvel, you know.
She's not really captain of anything. Think about it. Like Jude Law's character was the dude in charge of her team with the Kree and shit.
Yeah, the reason she's captain is because on Earth she was an Air Force captain, so she kept that ranking. Being from the military, her being a Kree special forces operative. Even though in the comic, technically speaking, because again, Carol Danvers of the 60s was like arm candy for Marvel. And Marvel was a captain in his Kree team, so he died and then inheriting the mantle. But obviously, when they rebooted the in the 90s, they made Carol an Air Force, former, jet flyer and whatnot. They kind of like rewrote her character, but so, from that, she became a captain in 2. 1, from inheriting Marvel's title, and 2, because she's actually a captain on Earth, like Captain Steve Rogers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I honestly would not have minded if the name did not say Captain Marvel on the poster. I really wouldn't have. I wouldn't have cared. But this is just so much more drastic. This is this is overkill. Talocan, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? My lord. This is overkill.
Oh shit. Hey man, your thoughts on Namor not being the main villain? Because in an interview, dude said, like Huerta said that, Latinos are always playing the villains, and like it's nice to play a character who's more of an anti-hero. You think Namor should have been the main villain, or?
You see, the thing is, and the whole thing he says, it's kind of incorrect, dude. There's not a lot of Latino villains. Like, let's be honest, there's not a lot of them. There's a lot of white villains, a lot of, just, I guess, alien villains, but there's not Latino villains. Like, this is not the 90s. It's not the 90s. I don't know where you kind of got that from, but, I don't think that, like, the Latino community really cares that this kind of Namor is evil. Because, just to begin with, they wouldn't have needed a better represented Latino figure in media if they simply hadn't made an Indian Mexican guy to begin with. So it's kind of like, well, you're saying, okay, well, my people need representation, but you weren't even supposed to be Aquaman to begin with. You weren't. You just weren't supposed to be him. So just because you're a villain doesn't mean you should change the character. The only reason why the character is not going to become a villain anymore is because he was made into a Mexican, and he didn't need to be Mexican at all. He didn't need to be. So it's just so. It's just rough, to be honest. It's rough.
Falls into that theory of like they were trying to reach a certain market, and they figured there's no way that market will accept us if their representative in our brand is a villain. So let's make him more of an anti-hero. So they'll be like, oh, exactly. Hey, representation, yeah.
We just didn't need that.
It just raises the question, if Namor's not the bad guy, who is? Like,
see, I can't tell you. I know this, but I can't tell you. Remember when I said that I saw crazy sport?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've seen some crazy things. But yeah. What can I say? Okay. Namor, right, as a character, still needs a lot of work. Okay. He's unrefined. Okay. The villain will definitely be better than Namor. But it's still sad that Namor has been reduced so drastically. both in villainy and I guess motivations and stuff like that. Just everything, dude. The fucking, these graphic underwater palace, like, I don't even know. There's a lot I know, but when it comes to that, not even the deepest of leakers have an explanation on why he's treating a Mexican dude. Because I think, when was it? Ooh, okay, I forgot now, but yeah, I feel like he just went about it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
They definitely just went about it in the wrong way.
It's definitely could have been. There's so many things like we look at and say, yeah, this could have been done better, or this could have been handled better than
like
how it was handled. Yeah.
You know. So dude.
But they're still gonna like tune into the film. It's not a case like, oh, they didn't cast who I wanted, I'm not gonna watch the movie. Like, nah, I'm still gonna watch the movie.
The movie, many, in fact, might have a very good given that it's a Black Panther movie and Black people obviously shot for the movie. But yeah, man, that whole Nemo thing.
It's definitely dragging the attention away from what should be a Black Panther movie.
Exactly. And I think with the other elements that I can't really speak on, those elements, they definitely do make a better movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's enough to save. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what I can say. There's elements to make it better, but I don't think it'll be enough to like save it.
Yeah, I get you. It's gonna be totally.
The movie was kind of doomed to be because of Chadwick's passing and R.I.P. Chadwick. Because the script was being written while he was alive, so he just bowed out.
And now the studio's got to
pretty
scramble.
Much everything that could have had,
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate. It leaves you in a tight spot, director and writers, because everything you had, like, you have to start from square one. Imagine the week Chadwick died, he probably went back to Marvel, sat at like a round table, and they were just give out a deep sigh, and they were like, "What do we do now?" It's because it's over.
At some point there had to have been a discussion. I mean, as sad as it would have been to have, there had to be a discussion about should we recast the role, or should we just leave it? Yeah.
They have, I'm certain they've been like, because if you can have a public reveal of Harrison Ford being the new Ross, like a public reveal, then, oh my God, they've been several internal meetings about Chadwick. Several.
Yeah. But at the same time, it wouldn't be fair to, like, whoever they cast, whoever they picked to, like, replace him, if they did decide to replace him, it wouldn't be fair to that guy, dude. Like, people are gonna hate you. Just for taking the part, there's people are gonna hate you. Like, you couldn't, even if you haven't filmed one single scene, there's gonna be this hate. Like, this guy is replacing Chadwick Boseman, fuck this guy or whatever.
Who do you think you are? Yeah, they definitely been like that kind of story.
And just...
But at the same time, man.
Yeah. And those are some big shoes to fill, dude. Those are some pretty big shoes to fill. Because, in all honesty, Ross could have been done by... Let's be honest, there's a lot of people who could play Ross, but
Definitely.
The way Chadwick...
Slap a white guy. And that's Ross, you know?
Yeah. But Chadwick Boseman, the way he did T'Challa in Black Panther, and even in Civil War, like, he was... Yeah, he definitely brought something to the role that you're like, damn, they really made the right call, dude. Yeah. But, like...
First scene of Chadwick gave me goosebumps. Because when he arrived in the airport, and he's speaking inside the mouth. Of course, the mouth wasn't as advanced. It kind of had, like, a little echo. And then he lands on my mic and goes, Captain. I'm like, ooh, that's
yeah, dude, like
it's just so ridiculous. It's so, you know, and then Cap, of course, says behind us. So, it's fantastic.
Dude.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I can't see that being replicated. But, like, yeah, I can. But it still sucks. It still sucks regardless. And I think at some point you do have to move on. You really do.
Yeah.
But move on with human honoring. Not just move on to put it like in a... yeah. Hey, dog. What's up?
It's definitely an unenviable task to do as a filmmaker, though, man. Like, but with I remember you recall like Civil War. There was this scene like he hadn't put on the suit yet. Like I hadn't seen him as Black Panther yet. He was just T'Challa, and T'Chaka had just died, right? Like he was sitting outside, like World Court or whatever. Natasha walks up to him.
It is not the end. He's correcting that bloody ring.
Dude, like damn, dude, like
it's beautiful.
Yeah. Right after that he stands and like, you know, Black Widow's like, we're gonna bring him in, like talking about the Winter Soldier, and dude gets up and he's like, don't worry, I'll kill him myself. Like, oh shit.
You know, he's also kind, he's also understanding, and he's sweet. He's a person. Like for me, Chadwick, right? As Chadwick could do Ali, you know. He could do Glory. He could do Malcolm X. But Denzel and Will can't do... Maybe Denzel. But they can't do T'Challa. They can't.
Yeah.
You know? There's a level of regality that Chadwick brought to the role. And as much as I do want to see like, him one day as like T'Challa return, but then I can't because he's dead. But then, actually, let me shut up now because I was about to say something dumb. Not dumb, but spoilery. But just as much as seeing him again would be wonderful, I understand that no one will ever do it like he did, and I've come to accept that. And it's fine. Yeah. It's honestly fine. But goddamn, man.
Hey, we lost a good one, man. Just
a very good one. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman.
Hey, man, what weirded me out, though, is that weirdness at the Oscars the year he died. Dude, like, the whole thing seemed set up like, oh, he's gonna win. You know, he's gonna get a posthumous award. Dude, they even made it, like, the final award of the night. Because normally the final award is Best Film. Then yet, that year, the final award was Best Actor. So it's like, it seems like, oh, damn. You know, like, Chadwick Boseman's gonna get a posthumous award. They even, like, set it up so that it's the last award given and the crowd goes home happy. But then, swerve! It's Anthony Hopkins instead. Like, I mean, Anthony Hopkins is a great actor, but like, dude, what was the point of all this then?
Exactly. It's like, was it for nothing? Was it?
I was so confused, dude. Even
it kind of brings that meaning, but
dude, even Anthony Hopkins himself was like, he didn't think he'd win. Even he didn't think he'd win, to the point that he wasn't there when they called his name. He wasn't there. He was at home. Like, when he found out he won, he
see,
he was at home. Dude, such an out of nowhere reveal, like, and it was so confusing. Even in his speech, he was like, you know, like, I didn't expect to win. Like, he honestly thought it would go to Chadwick Boseman. So I'm just like, fuck, man. What's going on here?
Yeah, I get it. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, but I hope it makes sense. Because I don't like things that don't make sense. I really don't.
In the end, this has to make... It's got to be going somewhere, man. Like, they have to be going somewhere with this. You know, just...
Yeah, somewhere, dude. Somewhere. And, you know, it might take a few years. Definitely.
That's what sucks, dude. Just about the MCU. They set something up and it doesn't get a payoff for like 5 years. Like,
Dog, I mean, Doctor Strange, man.
We're not gonna see that in this phase. Dude.
You know, he has appeared in... Damn, bro. 2016? 6 years? That's fucking ridiculous, man.
And get this, dude, we still haven't paid off that Mordo tease at the end of the first Doctor Strange movie where he's like stealing people's magic and shit. Is he still out there? Like,
again, when there's people filming the movie, obviously Mordo was still the villain. But it wasn't the verse of Madness, Jamboree. They kind of checked the movie from and then they just kind of were like, okay, well, we are dealing with martyring, so I don't know, dude. Like, what do you think? What's your takeaway
on Multiverse of Madness not having Mordo as a villain?
Just like what they did, like Scott Derrickson deciding to use his as like a jumping off point of the multiverse, even though Loki had given us a crash course before.
It doesn't. I don't think it works, man. Like using, I think it's like you said, Loki gave us a crash course on the multiverse and like timeline splitting and everything before this. So you having Doctor Strange also try to do that and be like, hey, you know, there's something wrong with the multiverse, you know, having Clea come in at the end, like you've caused an incursion, whatever. Like, it doesn't really work, though, because, number one, it doesn't pay off what was set up in the previous Doctor Strange movie. And number two, like, that's more of a science thing, dude. Like, that's a sci-fi thing. Yeah. Doctor Strange deals with mysticism and demons and all that. Just...
It's just... I don't know.
Yeah.
And I wonder if Scott will come back. I don't think he will. He seems like a very petty man. But maybe he will, and when he does, he might get out. But also, I think Derrickson is which is why he wanted to make Mordo the villain of this. And Mordo, you know, like a better words, she just he's not built for that kind of, like, he just, I personally feel he's not built for this life. That this life is a way to, like,
he's not main villain, he's not primary antagonist status, basically.
Exactly, like, it's a bit above his pay grade. Because, you know, like, Mordo isn't a weak guy. He's practically Doctor Strange, you know? But, like, not, you know, just not good and...
Yeah.
You know, and also more spells, which, again, is, you know...
Wouldn't that just be Caecilius? Like,
it can be argued, because it seemed to me that Mordo had been being groomed all this time. Well, he thought he was being groomed all this time to success the Ancient One. But evidently, the Ancient One, all in Stephen Strange, was her actual success. So, yeah, I just think maybe they kind of fucked over Scott having, a blueprint ages back for what needs to happen, which makes you wonder then why wasn't, I guess, Scott known? Because you can tell Scott and maybe he'll say, okay, I can change this, but I just feel like Scott just didn't want to play any ball. Like, Scott didn't want to play ball at all. Fuck you guys.
Like, he had a clear vision and he wasn't going to deviate from it.
Exactly. If they told him, then, perhaps we might have gotten some Mordo act. Mordo was his baby, Mordo was the guy that he wanted to be Avengers' like premier villain, and of course that didn't happen, or rather, I would say it didn't happen in order. But like, I guess it still happened regardless. You know what I mean?
In a way, yeah. Like, the closest I can compare it to is like, like a guy like Scorpion from the Spider-Man thing, like that character. It's like if you took that character, like in Spider-Man Homecoming, there was that guy, Michael Mando, and everyone like, oh, he's gonna be Scorpion, he's gonna be Scorpion. It's like setting up that guy to be Scorpion, and then in the next couple movies, they're just like, nah, we're gonna go a totally different route. Like he's like, we're not gonna have Scorpion at all. That's basically what happened. So just, yeah. And, the director wasn't having none of that. He wanted his guy to be the main dude.
And it's to me how, like, Scott hasn't said anything significant about just aftermath of that movie. Because that movie was, it wasn't like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And for him to not have, like, was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though with one of the things I read online was that he wanted to introduce more horror elements into the script, hence which is like, okay, so it would be fitting, hence the name Multiverse of Madness. He wanted to add more of a horror vibe to the script, and Marvel and them weren't really feeling that, but then it's weird. It's doubly weird because the dude to replace him is Sam Raimi, and that's his whole vibe. So like, what the fuck?
Like, you swap out one perfectly good guy for another, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we got is indicative of the production level. Just from the crew, just most things are like leftovers from the first movie, with Sam Raimi sprinkling in the directing chair, and then a complete waste of time for Michael Giacchino, who didn't even finish a lot of the movie.
Yeah, the script wasn't finished, dude. Like, Raimi and Cumberbatch had to write some of it. Like, what the fuck?
Like, dodgy is that? And even that's just worse because, yeah, just nothing. There's nothing out there for us.
Yeah. There was this sense of, in the film, in Multiverse of Madness, you notice there was really a sense of, we need to get from A to B to A to B to A to B. They never really stuck around much anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How did you feel about, like, those very Raimi-esque transitions?
The transitions, I kind of liked them, man. They were pretty good. Just it's different from what I'm used to, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't want these movies feeling the same, because they shouldn't. Like, a Doctor Strange movie and a Captain America movie shouldn't have the same style of filmmaking to it. Just, yeah. Though, dude, I have one complaint, though. Did you notice how a lot of the Marvel shows whether it's Captain America or like even Secret Wars from what we've seen, they're all trying to be like Winter Soldier. Like, you noticed? Yeah.
The tone and you see, I think it comes down to the consequence of being a grounded piece of entertainment in general.
Yeah.
Because if you're grounded, there are so many certain things, and because of that, you guys are like, they have like a very, not like, but more like very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar ingredients. What I mean?
Especially with the fights, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lots of, and I noticed even in like also like Black Widow, kind of flips, and because again, Elsa, the name Blood Ridge, I don't even know, but she does like a Black Widow thing to the Scottish hunter, so that's kind of like, it's kind of that
yeah.
Being like a DNA type of thing, like an MCU DNA.
Yeah, like, well, this one character fights this sort of way. Now other characters have to do that. Other characters like them must fight this certain way. Yeah.
You see, so yeah. Because I don't think Feige has any plans for a third movie. I mean, he obviously will be. These days, everyone gets a third movie. Guardians, Thor, like everyone, Spider-Man. So I don't think, Strange will bow out with 2 movies under his name. We're still gonna get him. Maybe the second time we do, or maybe, in this case, the third time we do Mephisto.
Yeah.
Some Sacha Baron Cohen. Just so funny.
Fuck, dude.
How he's a guy, but yeah.
I read that, dude. I was like, what the fuck, dude? This is pretty freaking absurd.
I see Sasha evil.
Yeah, I see that, but like, come on.
Sinister thing. If he's not smiling, if he's not like writing it up, he kind of has like a sinister face. I can see it as like Mephisto. It's very sleek and long. But still, man, he's Sacha Baron Cohen. Like, what are you doing, man?
Dude, like, just.
Like, where'd you even meet? Like, honestly, where'd you meet this?
Who even pitched this? Like, you seriously tell me somewhere in Marvel they were having a meeting like, who should we get to play Mephisto? And someone raised up their hand and said, Sacha Baron Cohen. Like, just, nah, you'd be laughed out of the room.
Just the most out-of-box, unexpected casting of all time. But somehow it maybe could work. It's such a very small chance. But the youth, because now I gotta worry about the accents. I gotta worry about just the way that he'll look.
Yeah. Like, is he gonna be a regular looking guy? Is he gonna have CG and makeup? Like, just, yeah. You gotta worry about the voice, dude, because, like, just...
Yeah. And you see, the thing is, Sasha has a very diverse voice, he's good with impressions and stuff like that, but, oh, come on, man, the dictator, are you fucking kidding me? Yo, I don't know,
dude, like...
It could be true, it really could be. That's the scariest part.
What's an out-of-the-box casting that you initially didn't think was gonna work, but actually blew you away once you saw it? Because for me, it was Paul Dano as the Riddler. When I saw that casting, I'm like, what? Paul Dano? Like, like, Because everything prior to then, like, dude has never been menacing. He's never been a menacing, like, scary individual. He's always been getting punked out by people who are menacing. Like, and now here he is as this sinister fucking dude shoving rats down people's throats. Like, the fuck happened, man? That genuinely caught me off guard. But that was such an out of the box casting and it worked. You got one? Like, you got a casting where you were like, nah, this is too far, man. And then it just surprised you?
Okay, let's see. I think I would have to go with...
Jesus, they make you so much money and, like, they do what you ask of them. No hassle.
You know?
Dude. Like, look at Ray Fisher, man. Look how dirty they did Ray Fisher. Like, throughout the production of Justice League or whatever, you never heard one bad word about Ray or any of the filming or whatever, and yet they threw him under the bus.
The disgusting, rampant gaslighting, like, it's the gaslighting, it's the level of, like, corporate espionage, but like, oh, no, there were no allegations against Joss Whedon, and then, like the lies, the cover-up, and awful. For what? Where did that serve you? Where did it lead you? What did it give you? It gave you nothing.
It was fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah. And now we're stuck in a post-cyborg reality, and the old who is like from the age of old, who is just permanently done dirty, just permanently.
It's sad, man.
Sucks. I mean, for Ray, maybe not as much as he used to. But he's getting more work now.
Yeah.
They try to blackball him at work. But it still just sucks.
Thing is, with everyone who was in Justice League, apart from Henry Cavill, has gone on to something else within the DCEU. Flash is getting a movie, Wonder Woman, exactly. Aquaman. You know, apart from, like, Ben Affleck's Batman and Superman, like, everyone else has moved on to other shit. Dude, even Batman is coming back, so... Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even if we will see him in Aquaman, and, you know, they're shooting more for Flash.
Which is weird.
There's a lot that's happening.
It's so weird. Like, they were like... Because for the longest time, they were like, we can't do reshoots. Like, and now here they are doing reshoots. Like...
And it literally goes to show that if they really want to, if they really wanted to, you know?
Yeah. It's like, I just keep hearing that, remembering that argument of, no, we can't edit out Ezra Miller, he's in every scene, and we can't do reshoots because it would be too expensive, and yet, here we are, doing reshoots that will no doubt recast or totally replace the role played by Ezra Miller. Just
exactly. They found a to minimize Amber Heard's screen time to like minute, but you can't do reshoots that give us a different Flash. Because again, it would mostly be like body doubles and not from the scanning. But all I know, my guy, is that like those reshoots for the purposes of like replacing the Flash, they wouldn't even cost 90 mil, and we know that they can easily throw away 90, you know. So hey, if you have 90 mil to piss in the wind, then you can surely fucking erase every single Ezra. You can surely do that. Sure, like, you know.
Yeah. It's just
you can't tell me that you have 90 mil to piss in the wind, but then cry foul when we ask you guys to remove Ezra.
You removed the whole movie. Just Just saying. That's a whole ass movie gone.
They needed an entire movie. Yeah, like I don't ever want to hear any complaints from Warner Brothers going, "Oh, boo-hoo, we have no money left." No, you have money. You have fucking comics. You have games. You have everything. Like at no point in history has one company owned every single faction of the specific entity in a superhero medium. No, at no specific point. Always been licensing and oh, there's an agreement and then this and then that and then no, like it was everything. How fucking bad is every single thing? It's crazy. That's fucking crazy, man.
That was just bad business, man. On DC's count, that was a terrible business decision.
Terrible. Quite possibly the most terrible business deal of all time.
Yeah. And you know damn well what they got when they initially sold ain't even close to what WB's making now.
Oh my god, not dude, in 70s money? Oh my god. Oh my lord. And I just wonder if any of the execs in charge of the sale back then are still alive. And I just like, what did we do to the world? We doomed the world.
Dude.
Dude, that's
dude. I just
brutal.
Yeah. But I can't keep dude, whenever I think of DC selling themselves to WB, I remember that at one point DC actually tried to sell themselves to Marvel, and the dude over at Marvel said that they're not worth the money. What the fuck? Who gives a shit what they're offering? They're offering to sell themselves to you. Pay up.
I think it was petty. I don't think they truly I think it was just like, haha, you guys are struggling. We're not struggling. We're about 20 years from struggling. So, haha, you're struggling. You're not paying me. But it was mostly petty. Kind of like Blockbuster and Netflix.
Yeah.
Because Blockbuster could have bought, they definitely could have afforded Netflix in the 90s, late 90s. But they didn't buy it, Of course, a bit of an ass. But I think with Marvel, they were just superiority and just arrogant to be like, you're struggling, bro? Could have been me. We come you with a popular TV show, which would be the Incredible Hulk show. But I think it was mostly just overconfidence and arrogance in the face of.
Yep.
But imagine if Marvel or DC, how crazy would that be?
Dude.
Like one comic company owns two comic universes. That would be nuts.
Forget that. Yes. Imagine Disney owning Marvel and DC. Just one.
No, because what that would mean is that Marvel would have sold a few DC characters, claim them back. Like if we couldn't get like a solo Batman film, Batman to New Line or something. Like how crazy would that be?
Dude, Zack Snyder's entire Snyderverse wouldn't have happened if DC was owned by Marvel.
Exactly. Like we definitely be in a different in our timeline, and perhaps multiverse it does theory exist thanks to the theory of relativity. Somewhere in the multiverse, the version of us who are speaking about something to do Marvel, owning both Marvel and what that's done for the superhero medium. And would we even have an MCU of this? Like, I don't know. I can't say we wouldn't or we would, because the backlash is so drastic when it comes to the smallest thing, right? Like even something as small as how the being created, it still would have affected us today. Ways, drastic ways. Okay, like I might have had it. It's so drastic that me, as an individual living in South Africa and whatnot, I might not have a daughter if Howard the Duck was never invented, which is weird because I don't even read Howard, comic or anything like that. but the butterfly effect is so strong, so chaotic. So imagine if Marvel bought DC. What kind of butterfly effect would that? That's fucking ridiculous to think of. You know?
Yeah. Dude.
That's crazy.
Get this. The story, as related in Sean Howe's Marvel Comics The Untold Story, says in 1984, Warner Bros. Top brass thought DC was dead weights. And offered.
I mean, that's true.
What the fuck? They thought DC was dead weights.
Like, DC was really slumming it in the 80s. Superman 4, Quest for Peace, and just horrible.
Yeah.
And there was like the several failed TV shows. You know, there was the Shazam show that failed, Google show that failed, Superboy. Meanwhile, Marvel was still, you know, killing it with fucking, you know, John Hammond's Spider-Man and Rigno's Hulk. Like, they were doing these. They were, you know, Electric Company, Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
They were doing quite well.
But damn,
Man,
dude.
that's probably some sport.
Yeah, I mean,
with his
but then again,
friends.
yeah, DC was 5 years away from Batman 89, so yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Dude.
So at some point in that timeline, they kind of got their act together. But again, we have to accept that that's fully Burton. Not as much DC as it Burton. So whoever had the bright idea of even getting Burton or even calling him, that man deserves a Nobel Peace because he is somewhat responsible for like the DC Renaissance in a sense. Because if not for Burton, right? If not for 89, we wouldn't have gotten the DC AMU with the Tim Burton Batman anime series, because that series was very, you know, heavily inspired by the 89 movie. Even like the theme, you know, Elfman score, I think Tim Burton doesn't get a lot of credit for what he single-handedly helped usher in, creation-wise, and just as from a cinematic standpoint. But he did a lot for the medium, as much as Sam Raimi did. I would say that Tim Burton is DC's Sam Raimi. I don't want to use Nolan because Nolan's kind of confusing at times.
Yep.
He loves story, and Sam loves story, and just I think those elements go together much more. But yeah, man, Burton. Gee, we wouldn't have Conroy, we wouldn't have Mark Hamill Joker if not for Tim Burton. We wouldn't have Harley Quinn if not for Tim Burton. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Like the butterfly effect on that front is particularly crazy.
If Marvel buys DC back in 84, there's a chance Batman 89 doesn't happen. Or if it does happen, it does not happen the same way.
Yeah, and because of that, you might not even have Kevin Conroy voicing Batman in the movie. You might have Harley, but she probably would have been like a one-episode character. She wouldn't have been popular. You know, because again, Harley had to have been written well to come back as a character, become a recurring character, and then become canonized. So, damn, Harley could have been an obscure character. One episode of that show in like another time, you know, because she just probably wouldn't have been written or written as good.
Yeah, dude, just they were really, and even with Batman 89, they were really like spinning the wheels, man. Just because they initially started work on it in '86, but they didn't start filming until '88, because like. That's how long it took for them to like greenlight a script. Initially, and get this, initially they wanted to mimic a similar style to Superman. Like, WB, do you not watch your own movies? That movie sucked.
Because it's also falling into the trap of making certain heroes people who they aren't. Imagine if they tried making that a like hopeful symbol for truth just an American flag. That would have been so jarring.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of 60s, thingy, Adam West type of,
Yep.
content. But not in the 90s. The 90s was like a very badass era. Like, everyone was like, oh, we're so badass now, we're so serious. And I think that's where the whole serious thing came from. Like the 90s.
There was a lot of like a grungy feel going on in that era, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like your Todd McFarlane, your like that art style, and that like sharp edges and serious faces, and and it was so grungy for no. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a good thing. I mean, look at all the movies we got out of the 90s. That grunge vibe to them. And it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Definitely did.
Yeah.
We got, shit, man. The 90s gave us Spawn.
Yeah.
Gotta love the 90s. They gave us Spawn.
Ish. And The Crow, but like, for as much as I'll praise the 90s also gave us Batman and Robin.
Yeah, Schumacher and his colorful directorial style.
It was so weird though, dude. Just, how did we go from Batman 89, then Batman Returns, all the way to Batman and Robin? Because Batman 89 and Returns had the same, like, gothic, like, dark vibe to them. But then, somewhere afterwards, we lost the plot. Yeah.
Mate, you see, I'm sure, because I've never really Googled this properly, but I think at some point, there was like a change of leadership that thought that camp, for some reason, so they were like, ooh, let's do camp again. And clearly camp was not back. And the movie is not performed. It kind of killed the entire franchise. So, yeah, camp, it suffices to say camp was not back. And whoever had hypothesized it to be back should have been fired. And I hope that they were.
In the 90s, dude, like, you thought camp was gonna work in the 90s?
Camp is back, baby. I blame and Michael Jackson. Because at that point, their music videos were very experimental, very, like, zany. So I think that, like,
Michael Jackson.
Schumacher had directed several Michael Jackson videos, as well as, other industry people. So I think they thought, okay, if there's anyone to bring camp to this guy, and that was not a good idea.
Definitely not.
But
dude.
if not him, they wouldn't have killed the franchise. And if the franchise hadn't been killed, wouldn't have had a direction, which would have been Nolan's job.
Yeah.
So everything happens for a reason in a very fucked up way.
Yeah, with the bad comes some kind of good.
Yeah.
If not for Batman and Robin, we don't get Batman Begins. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good trade-off.
And
bro.
we don't get Goyer. When I'm going to convince Nolan to direct Man of Steel, Shining, and then them getting Snyder, and then Snyderverse, and Affleck, and then Cavill. So yeah, it's once again the butterfly effect, where it drastically, kind of makes things better.
Yeah, it definitely does, though. But with Batman Begins, which would you say you enjoy more, 89 or Batman Begins? In terms of this is Batman's first movie.
This is going to be very controversial, very. But I enjoyed 89. Like, I really enjoyed it. More than I should have, maybe. I think it's just the perfection of how you had the who'd never like read Batman in his life, but he was still able to construct a superhero story because he knew how to write characters. You know, he knew how to write characters, and I think that's the magic with Tim Burton, that he knows how to write character. Just look at the Nightmare Before Christmas. Like he knows how to write compelling character, tragic characters who you want to see more. And I think he took a lot of that when doing like Bruce Wayne and in Nicholson's Joker, written in a very comic accurate way. It started being Jack Napier and all that, and gangster, and there's no Red Hood element, and then on top of that, he killed Bruce. Yes, it's not fate. The man knows right, and he knows how to tell a story, and I think with that, it's enough for you to forgive those other impressions of, okay, this might not be to one, but you know what? I build fucking brilliant regardless.
Yeah.
So I just even like Bruce's interactions with Alfred, and like the way Bruce treats being Bruce Wayne in his Batman state. A lot of it is very, and also I feel like it's very important as well to give Michael Keaton his flowers in this as well, because if he didn't work as Bruce Wayne, then we wouldn't have any. We wouldn't have the iconic Batman. Like, yeah. There's a lot of iconicism in what 89 brought to the character. There's a lot. And it definitely gets overlooked at times when it shouldn't be. But because of that, and what I do love in general, what I do love the Nolan films more, I have to give Batman 89 the edge on this. I have to.
I get what you're saying, man. On a personal level, like personally, in terms of my enjoyment of who had the better first movie, I'd say Batman Begins. Although I wouldn't be able to say that if not for 89. I totally understand why you choose 89. It's an amazing film. And Tim Burton takes, in terms of the Joker, he takes what would be a pretty goofy ass character and he makes him like a proper villain, basically. Yeah. And
makes
how,
past the same aspect of a comic, lineage.
Yeah. Along with how Michael Keaton does his Bruce Wayne, it was the first time where there was a difference between Bruce Wayne and Batman. Because with the Adam West movie, there was no difference.
Yeah, and it's also by Conroy to deepen the voice of Batman as compared to Bruce Wayne. Like, just small little nuggets like that of like just acting, and it's acting by observation.
Yeah.
He really had to watch the 89 movie and understood the effect it went for. It's just everything has to be just a perfect confluence, and they really did it well. And props to everyone involved. And I don't think we'll ever have a level of original storytelling as what we did, because everything these days has to be so comic and this that there's very little leeway for characters to be as unique as they possibly can. Like, just look at us, man. We're complaining about Nemo being Mexican. It could be dope, but like I just feel like we're spoiled. We are spoiled, but there's nothing wrong with being spoiled. but also I just feel like there's a lot of gold come from ideas, but at the same time,
Dude, I think in the past we weren't as nitpicky as we are now because we weren't really spoiled for comic book action, dude. Like, what we got was what we got. We had to make do, you know, like, if we got campy Batman, that was what we were gonna get, you know?
We had white paint. Take it. You know?
Dude,
just take it.
Just accept it. You're not getting anything else.
Exactly.
Dude, it's like...
oh my god.
The closest...
We cry if a character has different hair. Oh my god, it's got a scar. Oh, his hair is ugly. The character's horrible. He's ruined forever. But so spoiled. We're so spoiled.
Oh, dude. Just...
Oh, man, it's hilarious.
Hey, we've come a long way, man. Like, dude, remember back in the day, it wasn't cool to be a comic book guy. Just, you didn't tell anybody that you read comic books. They'd be like, what? You read comic books? Like, where did people get this idea that comic books are for children? Seriously. Just,
Probably the same people who had written the Comics Code Authority.
Yeah.
It's for kids. Bullshit.
That's bullshit, man. Nowhere did it ever say in the history of comics like these are for children. It's just a coincidence that it's mostly bought by children. It's just...
Bro, Batman was murking niggas in the 40s. He was murking motherfuckers. How was that for children?
Yeah.
Comics Code Authority, my ass.
Fucking Two-Face had acid thrown in his face. How is that for kids? Just
acid. How is that a child-friendly character?
Dude, just... And then comes the Comics Code Authority. Everything's gotta change. Like, just like... I'd seriously appreciate that Marvel said, fuck that, we're gonna make comics anyway. We don't need your, like, little logo and shit.
Then he was like, man, fuck them kids, okay? We're gonna talk about adultery, okay? Namor fuck Sue Storm. How about that? Deal with that. Adultery.
Dude.
Stan said, fuck you.
Oh, respect,
oh,
dude.
Man, Stan was so cool, man. Fuck.
Man, dude. Just...
R.I.P. Stan B.
R.I.P. Hey, I feel like... Hey, man, I remember, like, the first comic that didn't have that, like, seal of approval. Like, it was literally... I remember they were interviewing... Like, they were doing a documentary on, like, what it was like back then, having to write comics that fit the comics code. And they were, like, talking about... Okay, what, like, there was a story that they really wanted to publish. They'd been sitting on it for a while. And then Stan Leeds tells them, like, what if we just took, like, the Comics Code thing off the comic? Like, yeah, but people will know that the Comics Code didn't approve this. It's like, nah, dude, no one's gonna notice. And they're like, so they did. Yeah. They sent the comic to the newsstands. They didn't have the Comics Code approval. No one cared. Nobody cared. They read it anyway, and they loved it. So it raises a point.
And that's the
Like,
do we really need these people looking over us?
Mm-hmm. Dude, there was this one like DC comic that you just know was turned down because of racism. Because there was this issue. It wasn't really tied much of anything. It was focusing on this astronaut in space. And he was, you know, doing stuff, visiting planets, cataloging everything, whatever, doing space stuff. But he didn't take his helmet off. He never took his helmet off until the last page of the comic. He takes his helmet off, and it reveals that it's a black guy. The end. And it's still like, this issue isn't appropriate. What the fuck did he do?
Like, oh, so niggas can't be astronauts now. Is that what you said?
Dude, I mean... I get it. There were no black astronauts back then, but come the fuck on, dude. It's a comic book. Just...
If anything, it should be more.
Yeah.
We don't have. This is the one like time where representation does, like, it truly matters in this case. Because you're right, there is none.
Yeah.
And they still said fuck it.
It's like you can't even pretend that's not racism, dude. You can't even come up with any reasonable excuse beyond racism.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
And isn't it just how we've kind of forgotten how racist the entire, like, the only person who was like really was Stan Lee. You know, he was like Stan says, like each like, you know, panel and like, you know, issue. Stan was a pioneer. Yeah, he was really a pioneer.
Like him, Jack Kirby, John Romita, the Chris Claremont, all them guys, man, they really nailed it, dude. Like, look at the X-Men. Just look at the X-Men. The very existence of the X-Men, dude.
The allegory of the...
Yeah, so, man.
It's so transcendental. Like, and obviously these days, it's extremely palpable as well. There are people... It's the MCU, and we are in the 2020. So, of course, there have been talks to make Magneto black man from the rights movement. So again, people who don't get it, who don't understand it, they say no. You're ruining. Yeah. The character was created after the Civil Rights Movement.
Like, Magneto is supposed to be like a mirror for like Malcolm X, and you know, so it makes sense to make him black now.
Like, he created specific intent, and the dude bros on the Instagram, I'm got a character, yeah, and he intended for that. He intended for this to be a reflection of it, and now you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry foul in the 2020 because now we're changing it. No, completely unfounded. And if he was alive, oh man, he would shut down that fucking argument. He would shut down, dude, and he would like a video on the internet. Stan loves socials. That's what I loved about it. As old as he was, he was still connected.
Yeah.
Dude, Stan shut it down. And then it really began. Up that, that really began that point. They would really, because there was a video that he published about like Black Panther. Maybe it was like 2015. Like, you know, people really complained about Black Panther when he first came out. And he threatened to walk. He was like, okay, fine. So, if you don't want this character, but this is the character that I'm not taking up, and I'm gonna stick by him. This is my baby.
Yeah.
And like Stan would kill the entire, you know, like post woke era, like you know, just man.
He was so ahead of the curve, man. Just.
Yeah, and it's by decades. Just scary.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't